What's good, homies? It's your man, Dr. BOA. You know, when you're an NBA superstar and you decide that you're going to marry a woman, you already know that you're the primary breadwinner. But what will happen is you will afford a woman the luxury of having a source of finances to be able to catapult herself into whatever career she wants to be into as well. But I've always told you, men, that if your woman keeps the company with those types of women that you wouldn't marry, then she's that type of woman as well. Now, we all know, we've all heard the information about Carmelo Anthony's wife, LaLa, filing for divorce. And it's because recently it became public that this man had another woman. He's got twins with this woman. And I think the problem is men are afraid to divorce a woman. But here's the thing. If you know the woman don't want you and you don't want her, leave her. Because if she leaves you, she's going to be the plaintiff. You're going to be the defendant. Never be the defendant in a divorce if you know that the divorce is going to happen. Always file the divorce first. Because now she gets an opportunity to say, oh, I'm emotionally distraught. I can't take it anymore. And we know for a fact, man, that this woman has not been faithful to this man throughout this time. Because here's the thing, according to God's law, when she was in this role on this show where she was kissing another man and topless in front of another man, that is infidelity. God doesn't make any exemptions for, hey, well, wait a minute. She was just in a movie, though. She just had her shirt off because she was in a movie. No. These people have spent quite a bit of time in separate cities. And if you know, like I know, you leave your woman in another city for an extended period of time, man, you might as well get ready for a Dear John letter. And that's just the way it is. The same with those guys who used to go to the military. Even guys who go to the military now. You might as well get ready for the Dear John letter. That's the best case scenario. Worst case scenario, if you don't get a Dear John letter. You end up going home on leave, and then you go away 2 weeks later, your wife telling you she's pregnant. Unbeknownst to you, she was pregnant 2 weeks before you got home. You men have to stop allowing women to take control of the ending of the situation. You financed everything. And now you're going to let her dictate how you deliver your finances to her in the end of the situation? If a woman separates from you, that means she stops taking care of her wifely responsibility. But I bet she still got access to your paper. You have the right as a man to have those needs met by another woman. And if twins happen to come from that, so be it. Let's take a deep dive on this one. But first, let's elevate to a higher plane. Prepare for takeoff. Now, here's the thing. I'm quite sure this woman knew this had already taken place. But in her attempt to want to be a celebrity, she wants to be a Kardashian so badly that she prides her public persona over her true life persona of just LaLa Anthony. What's her maiden name? No one knows what her maiden name is. We all know her as LaLa Anthony. She was just somebody with a regular job before she met Carmelo. He thrust her into the spotlight. She was married to an NBA superstar. See, when you catapult a woman into a new space in her life, she'll forget that the foundation of that life is you. She'll forget that everything that took place is you. She'll forget that she wouldn't be who she is without you. Because women have that capacity to only remember the things that they are responsible for. Even if it's only one thing and you're responsible for 10, that one thing will overshadow your 10. So unfortunately for Carmelo, he has allowed this woman to take the lead position in the divorce. And of course, she's going to do what all women do when they take the lead position in the divorce. She's going to paint him out to be a monster. She's going to paint him out to be a man who abandoned his family to go play basketball in the city. Instead of accepting the fact that as a woman, you're supposed to follow your man wherever he goes. Because regardless of whatever little piece of career she thinks she has, which was never much of a career, this man has been an NBA superstar for a long time. And even though he's not at superstar status right now, he's still an NBA superstar who's on the tail end of his career. And as a woman, as a wife, you move where your man goes, especially when you know he's the founding father of everything you two have birthed. From the children to your career, to, of course, his career. And now you have the audacity to publicly paint the man out to be a monster. I knew this relationship was over when I saw this woman on Power playing the role she played. I tell you guys all the time, any man who is married to an actress who has sex scenes with other men is a damn fool. It makes no sense. There ain't no amount of money in the world that's worth my woman going to be in a simulated sex act with some other guy. And you know how many times they might have to kiss to get that scene right? You know how realistic they might have to make it? I know some beta male semi Johnny gonna say,
Oh, Dr. B.O.A., I got you now. I got you now, Dr. B.O.A. Man, you ain't nothing but a simp. You don't even want your woman to kiss on another man. You don't even want your woman to lay with another man, Dr. B.O.A. Man, you be talking all the pimp principle, Dr. B.O.A. And you around here, man, living out simp principle, Dr. B.O.A. Even if I walk in on my woman cheating, Dr. B.O.A., I believe she ain't cheating, Dr. B.O.A. Even if I was sterile and my woman got pregnant at the BOA, I believe she was pregnant by me at the BOA because I believe everything my woman say. Like Whitney Houston said, the children of the future? No, the women of the future.
unsubscribe. Okay, sucker, unsubscribe, but before you go, let me tell you this. It's not about trust. It's about respect. And any woman who respected you will not even want to be in that situation for a few dollars. See, that's a sign that a woman is building her career off your coattail. She doesn't care how something affects you. She doesn't care how something makes you view her because she feels like she's got enough of a foot planted in her chosen career. And now suddenly, after Kim Kardashian divorces Kanye, she wants to go hang out with a girl. So she divorces Carmelo. Because there's no doubt in my mind that the woman already knew about this. And it was probably her who coerced the woman to leak it so she would have a reason to divorce the man. Women can be conniving, man. When they want something, they do whatever it takes to get it. It doesn't matter who they have to step on, who they have to cross, who they have to hurt, who they have to disrespect, whose life they have to destroy. As evidenced by how hard women go in divorce court to get whatever they can from a man. In this particular society today, man, you have to have a woman who is grounded. You have to have a woman who is, well versed in what it takes to be a wife if you're going to cross that line. And you have to have your own pet peeves. For me, a pet peeve of mine is me and a woman have a conversation and she doesn't mention the direction that the children of Israel have come from and the fact that we are the direct descendants of the children of Israel and also that we're here in this country in captivity and doing all of this thing, trying to heal the nation are never going to work because we're here in captivity. I don't want to talk to her. That's one of my pet peeves, that she understands who she is, so she'll understand who I am. And she'll be able to integrate herself into the life that I live because I live my life according to those words, according to those precepts and principles and statutes and commandments. But what's your pet peeve? Is your pet peeve that a woman doesn't go on screen and show her TaTas to the world? Why are we seeing LaLa's TaTas? We should never see them. But when you find yourself in a situation where you think you've gotten the best you could be, I tell you men all the time, a lot of these athletes have never had beautiful women until they got money. They have never had women who were about anything until they got money. You got to think about it. Women don't deal with men based on potential, not the man's potential. Women deal with men based on the potential they have to come up off the man. I didn't make the rules. I'm just making sure that you guys know them. You see, we got to keep in mind that a woman is going to do whatever she feels is necessary to put herself in the best position in whatever phase of life she's in. And a 20-year-old woman needs to be in a different perfect position than a 30-year-old woman. And they both need to be in a different perfect position than a 40-year-old woman. As a woman get older, what she considers a perfect position changes. And I'm quite sure that by this point, with all of these disrespectful things done and evidenced by the fact that he allegedly, supposedly, has newborn twins with another woman. Carmelo has long since lost physical interest in this woman. And I don't blame him, because she already wasn't the baddest. And now that she's gotten older, she's almost the saddest. The only issue is you men have to stop being afraid of divorce court. Because here's the problem. Whether you file or she files, you're going to divorce court anyway. And you better go as the plaintiff. It's a whole lot better to go as the plaintiff than it is the defendant. Because when you're playing defense, you're trying to stop the other team from scoring on you. You can't score no points unless you get a turnover. And men have figured out since the beginning of time on the court that is the divorce courtroom, ain't no turnovers. If you want defense, you're going to finish that whole game on defense. And then the NBA, the NFL, even Major League Baseball, defense wins championships. But in the courtroom, divorce courtroom, child support court,
Welcome to the Alphasphere.
offense
The only place on the
reigns
planet
supreme.
that's totally engulfed
And
in
it doesn't make you
positivity
less of a man
and totally submerged
to
in
divorce your
powerful
woman if
energy.
you don't want her no more.
I'm your host, Dr. B.
It makes you less of a man to be afraid to defend your life and your wealth for yourself. Y'all comment down below and let me know what you think about this topic, man. I look forward to hearing what you men have to say. I'm out.
Trying to become the most alpha version of you. Dying to become the most alpha version of you. Striving to become the most alpha version of you. Fighting to become the most alpha version of you. Welcome to the Alphasphere. Get money division. The place where you transform into a man on a mission.